Hey everybody, welcome to the next Punches of Pink. I wanted to tell you about this wonderful adventure that I had last week, as well as things that have happened since my last personal video in July. That's the last personal video that I put online, and I've had a lot happen since July. So it's really awesome. I can't wait to share it with you. To give you a recap on what's happened this year is got pregnant in January and I miscarried in April. And in July I did a video on images in miscarriage and images in loss and art through pain. And so since then I've also done a pregnancy announcement video because we got pregnant in July. And I ended up getting a lot of specialist help and we are still pregnant. And I'm excited about that because it was a dream that was given to us early in the year by somebody who spoke to us, and God had kind of confirmed where we were going in our lives. We believed we were going to get pregnant this year. However, I received that news right before I miscarried, and so I was like, okay, that means I'm going to get pregnant again, but when? So it's taken me, all this time to process and create and heal and talk to other people about it. And then now here I am in July, pregnant and scared because at every turn I'm what's the word? Looking for signs that it could be a loss. Always looking for signs. And even to this day, here I am almost 19 weeks this week, and I still kind of look for signs of how am I doing? How's this? How's that? That's a whole long story I don't really want to get into. I just want to let you know that we are pregnant and we are doing well. And in conjunction with this dream, another dream happened this year. And as I was stewing on everything, and this probably happened, it was quite a few months ago actually. I can't remember when the actual talk started happening about Blue Man doing a 25th anniversary and big huge event in New York City. And the cool thing is, it's cool and, whatever you want to call it. At the beginning, only 24 fans were going to be allowed to come, and then they changed it to 32 fans. So in between all of that, I'm like, well, I'm going to go no matter what. No matter if I get chosen to come, then that's fine. If I don't, then that's fine. I will go have my own Blue Man adventure, and I was prepared to fully just do that. But obviously that's not what happened. A lot of us got chose to come and participate in all the events, and I had envisioned that it was a dream that kind of came out as we fans were talking about things, as we were getting excited about 25 years, and all of our past fan experiences at the show were like, what's going to happen? We don't even know what's going to happen. So it was just the coolest thing to imagine and dream and think about all these things. And all the while I'm having to also remember that I've got to watch my body and my health and listen to the doctors and all this other stuff that, I have plenty of doctors telling me what to do. So the cool thing is I was okay to travel. And another cool thing was I took every measure I could think of to make myself comfortable while there. Because walking in New York City, your feet are going to hurt anyway. But I was trying to find ways to make it comfortable enough so I could last for all the events. Because once we got our itinerary, it was just like, wow, Thursday, November 17th is going to be the craziest day ever. So here I am, pregnant, traveling to New York City, about to do this huge dream with Blue Man Group and the Blue Man Productions. And as our itinerary unfolded, it just got better and better and better. And as we're doing things that involve the city and the press and the media and the Today Show, and also on the 17th we got to meet with the founders. And this is the part of the dream that I wanted to talk about, is that there's something about meeting somebody that created something that means so much to you. And knowing that it was 3 people that got together and had some ideas, and they made these ideas happen. I don't know about you, but I need encouragement with my own ideas and dreams. And So simultaneously, I'm carrying a dream with me, which is our little baby girl. And I'm also living this dream that I couldn't have conceived for myself. Like spending the time with the founders, hearing what they had to say, even though only a few moments. And here's the funny part. The moment that we get in the room with them, they wanted to hear from us. And, I was totally prepared to tell part of my story. I love telling my story. It's unique. It's, not many people that I know have had a Blue Man themed wedding. And there's things that I did in 2005 as a fan that you just don't hear about very often. There's a lot of people that do Star Wars weddings and all kinds of theme weddings. Nobody has really done like a Blue Man theme wedding except for me, from what I found out. And so I was about to share all this, but what I didn't tell you is that day that I woke up on November 17th as I couldn't speak. It was like somebody was like choking the words out of my mouth, and I had to struggle to get every syllable out to talk about what I wanted to talk about. And that goes for all the conversations with all the fans. I feel like I missed out on so many different conversations because I literally had a hard time speaking, and it got very frustrating. Because I was like, I can't get the words out, and I'm trying to talk to you, and I have to yell in my not so good voice to get you to hear me. And it was very actually powerful because I wanted people in general just to see my heart behind it anyway. The dress that I'm wearing right now is actually designed especially for November 17th. I wanted a couple of really cool little dresses that signified some symbolisms of Blue Man that I really enjoy. And the question marks to me, I talked to Chris Wink about this, and I said, I don't know what it is about the question mark that I really enjoyed, but there was some kind of intensity about it, maybe a mystery of intensity, that when they're playing the LED signs, and this is the way back when it was actually in the show, when they're playing the LED signs with all the question marks flying around and they're hitting the drums and making music out of this, I just, for some reason, it was really powerful. And then you go into the complex where you have, your attention, and your attention kind of starts off as this crazy everything's trying to get your attention. And then all of a sudden there's this, upward movement of giant red question marks. And so these are a couple of things that I really enjoyed about Blue Man that I wanted to make into my own little art piece. So it was just the coolest thing to show them how, I took some of their things in the show and I kind of made my own little thing out of it. It was pretty cool. So to continue on that story, after we've gone around the room and we shared a lot about our personal stories about Blue Man and how we met Blue Man, how we found the Blue Man, there was a moment where we all just kind of broke, and we got to play, let's just put it this way, we got to play on some of the training instruments of the studio there. And so we were talking about it, and there was a couple of times where, we had two different musical sections that we were thinking about, and that was Klein and that was PVC. So I offered, because I'm kind of obsessed with the big drum. I don't know why. I think it's big, loud, booming. It makes people, it grabs attention, and I like that feeling of just that big boom sound. Whenever I see the show, that's what I pay attention to, is that is calling my name, hit the big drum. So we started off kind of playing around with a little bit of Klein, which I had never in my life played with anything musically like that, ever. And I played the big drum in Chicago, which was amazing because it was actually the sound of the big drum just kind of shaking the stage, and we even had to put earplugs in. This one was more of like a training drum. It was muted, it was very quiet. It was the same drum, but it was muted. So when I hit it, I was like, oh man, where's the big, that big boom, But it was the same kind of thing for me. I still got the same invigoration from it, the same happy place. I was talking about happy places today on my live video. And so that was a happy place for me. Not only that, but, a founder of Blue Man Group is directing me, even though I may completely suck as a Blue Man. I'd probably never try out as a Blue Man because I probably couldn't do it. But I know I could hit several notes on a big drum and be happy, happy, happy as a clan. And so there's two newer Blue Men behind us training. they're still kind of like, getting into it. And then, so they're like all counting it off, and I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. But it was really difficult. And then another founder came up and he says, yeah, it is harder than it looks. And I was like, well, thank you for that, because, when I listen to the music all the time, I'm like, oh man, that's just such an easy part. And then they were saying that the big drum actually leads and keeps the tone for everything. And I was like, oh my gosh, no pressure, right? So it was just neat to learn and go a different level with these musical instruments that I know that all of us fans enjoyed, because I'm not really, I really just enjoy the music. I'm just not a musician. But I have fun with it. And I think that was my point, is that my heart was seen and my passion was seen, even though I couldn't speak. And so going back to a dream within a dream is this whole time my baby is in there just enjoying the ride, because I believe that they go together. I believe that because one dream is already here, that doesn't mean I sacrifice all the other dreams that I want to live. And had I not chosen, and thankfully I was in a good place and I was in a good position to travel while pregnant, to be able to be around 31 other people that were just as passionate as me, just as nerdy as me, it helped me to be understood, and it also helped me to be a better person and an artist. I've been a fan of Blue Man for about 20 years, saw them in 1996 in college, and I got college credit for it. That's my story. That's how I found them. So, and then to combine it with me having my little baby go with me, I was like, well, now my goal is to show my kids, go after your dreams. I don't care how silly, nerdy, weird they are. If it's truly your passion, then you need to go after it. And as long as you're empowering others and it's a positive impact, I would say go for it. There's no reason not to. And there's so many people that have been so negative, even for just a couple of things since I've gotten pregnant. And I was like, I can't live with that. I will live with wisdom, but I will not live by somebody else's standards. And I love that my doctor said the same thing. She says, you're 40 and you're high risk, but we don't really have to put you in that label. So, to you, what is your dream within a dream? For me, it's actually a literal physical. I have a dream and I went on a dream. So what is your dream? And what is your dream within the dream that you've been living or you are about to? So I encourage you today. I hope you're inspired, and it's so glad to have my voice back. Happy 25th anniversary to Blue Man Group. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I'm gonna treat you right.